Okay, guys, we're back here for another video. Today, we're going to continue working on Fusion 360, our CAD software that we use. Okay, and I'm going to give you guys another tutorial on how to use it. The idea here is that, when we get back to school, you should have an idea of some of the tools that you can use in Fusion 360 to create a drawing. Okay, and what I'm going to be showing you guys today is this drawing right here. This is the Titans of CNC 1M. So there's this whole online curriculum, online lessons for CAD drawing. Okay, and in these parts you'll see some of my high school students machining these on our Haas CNC machines at the school. So I'm going to quickly walk you guys through how to draw in 3 steps the Titans of CNC 1M. Okay, so what we're going to start with is a rectangle that is 1.9 inches by 4 inches by 0.75 inches tall. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create a sketch. I'm going to choose a plane to draw on. I'm going to use my 2-point rectangle, click, and drag, and I'm going to make it 1.9. To get to the other box, to change that dimension, I hit Tab. So the Tab key gets me to that other dimension box by 4 inches. I hit Enter to accept that rectangle. I'm going to then go ahead and click Finish Sketch. I'm going to look at this sketch from a potential 3D view here. I'm going to click Extrude. I could also hit E on my keyboard for Extrude. And then we want it to be 0.75 inches tall. Okay, so there's my first part. There's that rectangle. Then we're going to go ahead and add some holes in here. These holes are threaded, so you could thread a bolt into those holes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place where those holes need to go, and then we'll go ahead and create them. Okay, so I'm going to create a sketch on the top of my rectangle that I've created. I'm going to go to Create. I'm going to use the Point tool. I'm going to place some points in here at all 4 corners. Correct? All 4 corners. One here, here, and somewhere about here. Okay? And we're going to come back and we're going to dimension those where they need to go. So I'm going to hit D on the keyboard for dimension. And we're going to measure off of this corner right here. So everything is going to be based off of that corner, 0, 0. So every measurement that I put in here is going to be off of that corner. So it looks like this is 0.15 inches from the corner. And 0.15 inches from that side. And then I'm going to go over to this one, and it is also 0.15 to the top, but it is, let's see here. We can mirror it. We'll probably mirror it. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and go from here to here. And that is supposed to be 3.85. We could take and draw a line down the middle and use the mirror tool to make everything that's on this side go over to that side equally, but we're just going to dimension these all by adding in all of our dimensions. We're going to go to this one. It is 0.3 from the top. And 1.15 from the side. Don't get confused by all these dimension lines that I'm putting in. Those are not the object lines. I'll try to organize them so that you can see them a little easier. Then we're going to go ahead and go to that one. It's 2.85 from the edge. So D, 2.85 from here. And 0.3 from here. We'll then go to this one. It's exactly in the middle, so 2 inches from the edge. And 1.216 from the top. And then we just have to place these in there. Get these last couple points exactly where they need to go. Okay, so all of my points are dimensioned exactly where they need to be. I can go ahead and click Finish Sketch. I'm going to look at this thing from a 3D view using my viewer over here. And then I'm going to use the Hole tool. If we look, these holes are threaded, like I said. They are threaded with a 1032 thread at 0.38 inches deep. So 1032, it's a number 10 size hole with 32 threads per inch. So if I go ahead and select all of my points, you can see these holes are going to be giant to start, and we'll adjust the size in just a second. We're going to come over here and we're going to click Tapped. And we want these to be a number 10 size. So there's number 10. And we don't want them 1024, we want them 1032. And the depth we want to be 0.38. Make sure I got all of them. I sure did. The one last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click modeled so they look like they're actually threaded in the model. And there we have our threaded holes. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and go to the next drawing here, and we're gonna create this inner shape right here, this pocket on the inside. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is create a sketch on the top. I'm going to use a center rectangle. I'm going to find the midpoint of that line. The midpoint is just the middle, and that triangle that shows up right there shows the midpoint. I'll find the midpoint of this line and should get it to line up on both of those right there where those dashed blue lines show up. I can click, and I'm just going to drag it out like so, and then I'm going to dimension it 0.3 inches away from the edge all the way around. So we're going to go from here to here, 0.3. From here to here is going to be 0.3. Here to here is 0.3. And from here to here is also going to be 0.3. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do, we're going to place some circles in here. Those are a radius of 3.13. So the radius is half of the diameter of a circle. So what I'll have to do is when I go to place these circles in here, I'm going to make them 0.626 in diameter. And we'll go ahead and place this one as well. That is a radius of 0.188. Which is a diameter of 0.376. And we'll end up drawing some lines in here to make this angle here. So I'm going to bring some lines back down this way. And again, we're going to use the tangent tool. It's already tangent. It already snapped to tangent. And we'll do that again. Might have to come back and use the tangent tool on this one. And then I'm going to make this angle from here to here 45 degrees. And then I'm going to offset this shape this way by 0.3. You'll see how this works. So we should be able to use the modify offset tool to get this to be negative 0.3 and this to be negative 0.3. Should be negative. Okay. And then what we'll also do is we're going to put a fillet inside of here with a radius of 0.195. So I'm going to use the fillet tool to go in here and do 0.195. And then I can use the T tool to trim some stuff out so this starts to look the way that it actually should. I have to draw this line back in. When I trimmed it, we lost it. So now I can go ahead and extrude this shape down to cut out. And if we look, that goes in negative 0.5 inches. It goes down in a ½ inch. So we're going to select both of those, and we're going to do negative 0.5 as our depth. And it's going to cut that shape out. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come back with a different tool, the fillet tool, and round some of these corners off. And if you look, it says that this 0.195 radius happens 13 times. See that right there? That 0.195 radius happens 13 times. So we should be able to go ahead and click here, type in 0.195, and start clicking some edges here that we need to fillet. It's not letting me select those just yet. I'll probably come back in and try it again. There we go. Get my lines selected, and then we'll give it a dimension. There's all those edges. We'll probably give this that 0.195 radius as well. And there is our pocket. The next thing that we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to add a chamfer around the outside edge. A chamfer is just a small angle that breaks the edge of a sharp metal piece. We'll go ahead and select our way all the way around here. On the inside of here, we're going to do a 0.01 chamfer. And there we go. The last thing that we would have to do is go ahead and click save. And we will go ahead and save our drawing. And we would be done. Okay, so again, in Classroom, make sure that you answer the question that I've shared with you guys, and we'll catch you later, guys.